It's like those of you who are so powerful that you have no idea. It's almost like you really could snap your fingers and everything would change. But all of your power you've basically externalized, so you don't even have any idea how powerful you are. And because you're not listening to your urge at the most like deep nano level, everything feels off. Because the thing that's leading you is this right? This is right or wrong, good or bad. And I have to go to the external to tell me. It's where we lose touch with our composure and our inner being. And if we lose touch with our inner being, then we lose touch with the resonance of how we are being. Because how we are being is our vote. That's the world we're voting for. So if we're being in anxiety and fear and stress, no matter how right we think our cause is, if we're acting and moving and speaking from those places of anxiety, we're creating and voting for more anxiety. Because we're voting with what we are being. That's what people feel. People remember how you make them feel way more than what you say. And it's why it doesn't matter if you're 100% right. If you are doing it from a place of anxiety, you're not voting for the world you're talking about. And so this is where when we tune into and mine the ingredients of heaven on earth, there is enough. I can actually thrive. First of all, you have to include yourself in the equation. And maybe in a way that you didn't even know, because true tantric living comes from like really being in tune with your desires and your preferences. And that requires authenticity. So we can't even get to authenticity until we feel ease. So do I feel ease? Am I at ease? And if I'm not at ease in this moment, let me take a few deep breaths. For me, it always helps to put my hand on my heart and just remind that, tune back into that space of, I'm enough. There's enough. We're enough. I'm loved. You're loved. We are loved. We are witnessed. You're witnessed. I'm witnessed. Witnessed, not just judged. Witnessed. So when we reset back into ease and allow ourselves just to shift our resonance to that, what I've found is often the thing that I thought I needed to take urgent action on, the more I sit in ease and sit in that space and expand and expand and expand that space in my heart and the places in me that are the most unique and the most authentic and the places in me that are invincible, because of we all have invincibility. If you have survived and you are in any way thriving right now, you have an invincibility factor that is key for you to recognize. We've got to know that we're powerful. So remember, often really the war right now is with power and against power. It's about our relationship to power. So the nano alchemy of this, of transmuting these mimic algorithms of war and sacrifice and elitism and hierarchy, and all the isms come from that, in order to actually alchemicalize that and shift it, we have to pause. The way that the caterpillar dissolves. We have to dissolve those algorithms from our being. And that might take a little bit of time. And that might feel uncomfortable when we're in a world that's like, make a decision now, do it now, hurry fast, or else this bad thing is going to happen or that bad thing is going to happen. And again, with that fear energy, which is happening all around, this is the thing to stay in your discernment. It's happening all around. It's not like, oh, this group who has these labels are right and they're doing it all right and everything's right with them, and this group who has this labels are wrong and everything they're doing is wrong because of these labels. That's where you learn we lose our discernment when we get so into mimic that all the labels and how they're programmed determine what we think and feel about everything, versus how does something actually feel. And that's why the key to getting someone in mimic is, first you have to disconnect them from how they feel. You have to not let how we feel really be in the equation. So the need for discernment right now is essential. And the reason I'm bringing up ease It's these simple things, because I think that we can feel often like, oh, we have to do something. We have to fight for this. We have to save this. We have to force this. And all the actions that we take from there's not enough, if we pay attention, they all have to do with trying to control the external world and also justifying force to do that, justifying overriding someone else's free will, or forcing or silencing or bullying. And again, we do this across the board. This is how the lack matrix works. That's why every political party does it. That's why every school of thought does it. It's why religion does it. It's that you have to keep it in that bullying. No, don't question. First of all, don't question whatever the authority, external authority is. And then whatever the beliefs of that external authority will also bully you into submission through fear, guilt, and shame. And it's not that it's evil. It comes from trauma and that disconnection from the trust and intimacy with life. So this is like, I see this as just a massive wound on the planet, because it doesn't matter what side of any war anyone has been on or their ancestors have been on. This planet has been in the algorithms of war for thousands of years and under the rule of hierarchy and elitism. And every revolution that has ever happened is ultimately, the urge underneath it is attempting to overcome that hierarchy, attempting to integrate it so that we can actually go back to having intimacy with life.